Hello everyone, and thanks for tuning into the Financial Investor channel. My name is Brent, and today we're going to be going through my second real estate investment property. We're going to be going through the whole BRRRR process. We're going to be going over what I bought this home for, so the buy. We're going to be going through what I bought the home for, what I offered, where it actually came in at, what I actually purchased this home. We're going to be going through the rehab, what sort of rehab and process that I go through in order to fix up this home, how much it cost me in this whole process. We're going to be going through renting it out. What did I rent each unit? Now the property here is a duplex. It has two separated units. What did I rent the individual units for? What is my gross income? What is my net income? And then we're going to be going through the whole refinancing portion. What my home refinanced at, where it appraised at, how much I was able to pull back out of this property, how much on this property that I actually have to leave in the deal, and what is my actual cash on cash return after this refinance process. And then at the very end, the last R in the BRRRR cycle is the repeating process. What is my thoughts going forward now that I have my cash back out? What are my next steps here that I'm taking here in my next process in order to move into another property? So if you are brand new to the channel, I do cover real estate, stocks, personal finance, dividends. If you're interested in any of those topics, hit that subscribe. If you do enjoy this video, find it helpful, let me know in the comment section. Hit that thumbs up. I appreciate all your feedback. This is sort of new. I wanted to create a spreadsheet, or this is actually a PowerPoint, just a few slides. Each slide just has the process, the buy, the refinance, the rehab. Just every slide contains the detailed information. I don't see a lot of these videos out there, and I am a beginner in real estate. This is my second real estate investment property. I made a video on my last one, but this one I feel is a little bit more detailed. So if you do appreciate the detail of this video, let me know in the comment section if you like this method of information. So with that, let's go ahead and flip the screen around, and we'll go ahead and begin going through this whole process. So let's go ahead. And of course, if you don't follow me over here, of course, subscribe, check out my website, check out my Facebook page, my Facebook group, and follow me on Instagram. Now, the first process of any real estate investment property, this is the home here prior to it. And after, it's going to look, I didn't upload any pictures of the after, but maybe here in the future we'll do that. So the buy process, the very first letter in the whole BRRRR, the buy. Now, I found this duplex using the MLS, the multiple listing service. This home was listed inaccurate. It was listed as a 2-bedroom with a square feet of around 600 square feet. It was listed incorrectly. This was actually a 4-bedroom, 2-bath with over about 1,200 square feet. Each unit, actually a little bit around 1,500 square feet. Each unit in itself is about 700, 800 square feet. So together, this home was listed incorrectly as far as the square feet. It was listed incorrectly as far as the bedrooms and the baths. So it had been sitting on the market. There was only one picture of it. And I went out there, drove out to the site. I went around the property. I took a look at it and said, wow, this duplex is 2 individual units. It is not just one unit with a 2-bedroom, 1-bath. It is 2 individual units. The second unit needed a new roof, and we'll go to that here in just a minute. But I made them an offer. They were looking for about $84,000. I offered them $79,000, and they accepted my offer. From that point, I had to submit my earnest money. I said, you know what? In my offer, I said that I would offer $1,000 earnest in order to lock up this deal. So now I was locked up in this deal in order to buy this property. I performed my normal inspections in my offer. I said contingencies, as long as it passes through my inspection. That was my only contingency. As long as my inspection of the home passes, I will go ahead and buy this property. So I put up my earnest money. I performed my inspection for my home inspection, my pest and dry rot. And when I found out, the inspector always comes back with repairs. That's their job. He said it needed a new roof. He said one of the units had some leakage in the chimney area of the homes and a couple little issues here and there. But overall, the main thing that I wanted to have repaired, the windows were a little bit damaged in some portions of the home. So when I came back and said, hey, I would like to have these items repaired, Now you don't ask for a deduction, you ask to have items repaired based off your inspection. So using your inspection sheet, I sent my realtor saying, hey, I would like these items based on the inspection to be repaired. Well, they're not going to repair it. I wanted them to reduce the price. So they offered to fix specific actual issues. So one of the bathrooms had like a stain on the floor. I asked them to fix the bathroom. I asked them to fix the roof. They fixed the bathroom for me. They fixed the flooring in there. But instead of fixing the roof, they gave me a lower price by $3,000. I said, you know what? I accept it. That works for me. So with my $1,000 of earnest money in this deal, I only had to come up with $75,500 in order to completely purchase this duplex, this detached duplex home, 2 bedrooms, 1 bath in each unit, for a total purchase price of $76,500 for this buy. So really good buy. Now, my rehab, my very first unit, it didn't need a whole lot done. I went in there, I removed the old wall heater, I installed the brand new wall heater. That whole process there cost a couple $1,000s. Got a new wall furnace. I replaced outlets around the home. When the inspector came through, some of the positive, negative, and the outlets were either incorrectly or they needed to be grounded. Did some plug covers, a drip pan for the water heater. I don't know if I had to do water heater straps. They were missing the straps, so I just put in those water heater straps. Those other miscellaneous materials in order to get that first unit. It didn't need a whole lot of rehab in there. It only cost me a few thousand, maybe $3,000 or so within that unit. My second unit, I had to demo the roof. I had to replace the plywood underneath all the shingles. There was multiple layers of shingles, like 2 or 3 layers of shingles where normally you only have 2. I had to demo the entire roof. I had to replace the water damaged plywood on the roof. I had to repair the fascia around the outside of the home in order to kind of keep mold from going into the roof and going into damaging the plywood in the future. All the fascia board was replaced, and then we ripped off the 3 layers of shingles. We installed brand new shingles on the roof. That cost a couple $3,000-$4,000. We drilled some ventilation holes on both sides of the property, so unit 1 and unit 2. We installed ventilation because these are some older homes. If they don't have ventilation on the roof, that causes moisture to build up and you're going to get mold in the future. So in order to just, get rid of that, any sort of, happening, we drilled vent holes, put vent holes in. We installed, rented equipment for trimming bushes, for, what are they called? Bucket trucks, in order to reach high trees, trim them down, get everything trimmed down. This unit also needed a water furnace. We had to rip up the carpet inside. I had a video over in the specific property a while back where one of the units had some very brown carpet. So we ripped up all the carpet inside. We instead installed vinyl composite tile down. We put kills on there to kind of mask any sort of odor that was down. They didn't have a whole lot of odor, but just in case, they put kills down, put VCT on top, installed trimming around the sides, painted and patched it up, and installed, I didn't put it on here, but we also installed countertops. So there was some old wood countertops on some of the kitchen items. They ripped off the kitchen countertops and installed brand new, I don't know if it was granite or high mica, but they installed some new countertops. Looks very nice. And that whole project between unit 1 and unit 2, with the demo in there, of course, everything that we pulled out of there, we had to demo it multiple trips to the junkyard. So that whole total cost came out at $16,302. So that was the rehab process. I had this home completely rehabbed. I had this home done, and it was ready for some tenants. So now I had to go out there. I had it completely all cash in. It was completely fixed up and ready. I had already got with a property manager there. I called multiple property managers out in the city that I was looking to invest in prior to going to this whole method. Had screened multiple property managers and had already had one ready. So I went out, got with my property manager. I didn't have a whole lot. They asked me a couple questions as far as, what sort of tenants, where do I want to rent this at? And what do I want to be in charge of as far as renting and paying utilities and wise. All into this project, I was at $92,952 from the buying and the rehabbing. Now my first unit, I rented out, so I bought this home back in October 2018. that was back, month 10. I worked and rehabbed this through November and December, and in January 2019, this one was rented out. First unit was rented out for $750. The second unit was rented out for $750, plus it had a pet deposit, or they had a pet deposit, but then they also pay $30 per month for their pet in order for that pet to live there within the second unit. So the gross income of this property was $1,530. Now, the main expenses, I had no mortgage. This is all held in cash. So my main expenses, so when I get $1,530, the first expense that comes out when you get gross income, you get hit with the property management fee. That can be anywhere from 8 to 12%. My property manager charges 10%, so right off the bat, $153 deducted automatically out of my gross income. Then I have my insurance every month. It's usually about $75 of insurance. I do cover utilities. I cover water and garbage. Those were my main expenses. Now, there were some padded expenses. These are stuff that other investors I've seen don't really take into consideration. They just look at, I get a mortgage for $1,000, I can rent it for $1,200. That's a $200 difference. I don't do that. I account for property management fees, insurance, utilities. I also have padded expenses. I have taxes for the property also in there getting removed. I have repairs for future repairs that may take place. Anytime you have turnover, you have vacancy, you have to go in there, paint, touch up the property again. Capital expenditures, replacing big heaters again in the future. If I have to replace another heater, if I have to replace, who knows what it is, put something away for capital expenditures. Vacancy, the area that I'm invested in currently has a 1% vacancy with the specific area and the property manager, but I still account for 5% vacancy just so I'm putting away cash every single month in order to just account for vacancy, because I do believe it's an important thing to have money stashed away. So my main expenses cost $602.15. So my gross rent is $1,530. My expenses is $602.15. Right here, my net income for this property comes in at $927.85. Multiply that by 12. That gives me $11,134.20 of net income in a year. Now my cash on cash return, if I were to just leave this property invested in cash, I would have $92,952 into the specific deal, and it would cash flow $11,134. So you take your net income, divide it by how much cash you have invested in the home, and then multiply it by 100, and that would give me my cash on cash return of 11.98%. So this is actually a very nice home if I just held it in cash. But that I wasn't finished. I want to continue my real estate journey. I want to continue to buy homes. So what did I do? I went out and I got it refinanced. So I went to multiple banks, multiple online banks, local banks, asked them all, hey, what are your interest rates? I went ahead and got approved. All within a month, I wanted to knock it out when it got approved, and started going through the whole process of getting rates. And I kept getting rates in the 5%. One of them offered me a 4.75, so I said, okay, let's lock it in. I locked in that rate of 4.75 for 30 days. That means I had to go through this whole process of refinancing in 30 days. So actually, I started my refinance process in early May. I finished my whole refinance process in late May. So within 1 month, I had completely gone through the whole process of refinancing my home. So I already made a video on my appraisal, but I went with my bank, filled out all the information that they required. I actually made a specific video about that, and got the home appraised at $115,000. So that was pretty good. In my initial estimate, when I was looking at the ARV, I aimed at 105 to 110. When I actually looked at my past estimate of where I had estimated this home at, it was 105 to 110. I came out appraised at 115, so I actually came out higher in my ARV than I initially thought, because I usually look at a range and then I pick the lowest range to always have the most cushion going into the deal. I always aim low in my ARV and I aim higher in my rehab cost. So I appraised at $115. I went with a 70-30 loan, just meaning that I was able to withdraw 70% of this equity, leave 30% of the equity within the deal. So $115,000 minus 30%, that leaves me with a loan of $80,500. After fees there as well, I had to pay for the, to borrow money from the Fed, to go through the title process, the appraisal, and a few other miscellaneous fees in there. My fees came out to about $3,412. You always want to say to when you're refinancing, that you want to pay your fees out of pocket. You don't want to have it wrapped into the loan. So you want to say you want the fees out of pocket. That way you can pay it off. You can pay it off in your credit card. You can pay it off however you want. You can get the cash back. You can also write it off that year as, not financial advice, but just an idea there. So my total project for this home was, again, $92,952 that I had into this deal. I was able to get cash in hand of $80,500 from this specific, after closing, they handed me a check, or they wired me a check, wired me an amount of $80,500. This was, I bought the home for $76,500. I came out with a cash in hand of $80,500. So if you take my project cost of $92,952, you subtract the amount that they handed back to me of $80,500. That means that I had only $12,452 of my cash left, my cash and equity, or just my cash period, left in this specific deal. My mortgage, with my rate that I locked in at, was $419.93. Now, my taxes and insurance, that was already accounted for in my expenses while I was just renting it out. So my mortgage was now $419.93 plus the taxes and insurance that I was already paying. So my gross rent, again, was $1,530. My expenses was originally $602.15 plus my new mortgage of $419.93. I wrapped my taxes, my property taxes, in my insurance into my mortgage. So when I'm paying my mortgage every month, it's about $500 or so, $500 and some dollars. But that is also paying my insurance and my taxes for the year. So I no longer have to come out of pocket in order to pay those on the government website or to go and pay my insurance company. Those just kind of come out automatically, and so on. So my total expenses, now that I had a mortgage plus my normal other expenses of $602.15, was $1,022.08. Now, my net income from $1,530 minus $1,022.08 was $507.92 every month. That's my net income. Multiply this by 12, I get $6,095.04. So I have my net income from when I was initially renting this out. You can see my net income on this was $11,134.20. I halved my net income to now $6,095. But you know what I have now? I have $80,500 in the bank ready for my next real estate investment deal. So I took this amount here, my net income per year, divide that by actually how much I have invested in this home. I only have $12,452 invested in this home. That gives me a cash flow divided by equity of mine, a 48.95% cash on cash return on investment. That was very nice. So I was able to leverage someone else's, other people's money, the bank's money. I only have $12,000 of my own money in this specific deal. I have a $80,500 to go spend on another property, and now I can go repeat this whole process. I have my cash out. Now, my whole repeating process, once I had the cash in my account, I moved it immediately. During this whole process, I was not able to move cash around from my checking accounts, my savings account. So I immediately consolidated all my cash that I had in my accounts and moved it into a high yield savings account. So temporarily, while I'm looking for my next property, I have $80,000 getting a rate of return and a high yield savings at 2.25. that is going to make me $1,811.25 in interest if I just left it in there for 12 months. Divide this by 12 months, and I'm making $150.94 from having this cash sitting in the high yield savings account while I am looking for my next property. I have multiple properties right now that I am looking at, and I'm really trying to get the best rate of return on my, when I do get leveraged up. I want to look that I make a rate of return of at least 12% or more, which is what I made on my first property. My first real estate investment property, my cash on cash return is around 12 to 14%, I believe. But I want to continue getting a rate of return of around 12% or higher with my cash on cash. Now, let's see here. So yeah, I'll basically essentially make $150.94 in interest every single month while I'm waiting for my next property. So that is basically the whole process from where I bought this home. You know, I used the MLS, what I did to rehab this, what my total expenses were during my rehab process. You know, once I got it rented, how much cash I had all in, what was my rate of return when I was just holding it in cash, my whole refinance process, what I refinanced, what I appraised at, my whole process there, my gross income, my cash on cash return, making me nearly a 50% cash on cash return for this specific property. Plus, I get tax benefits. I'm able to write off, take deductible. I'm able to deduct the property against, taxes and such. And now I'm able to go out there, repeat this whole process. Maybe I can find another property that can cash flow $200 to $500 again and do this whole method again. I'll buy it, I'll go rehab it, I'll rent it out, I'll refinance it, and I'll go ahead and repeat this whole process. So that is basically all I wanted to make in this video. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. This is one of the second times that I've gone through this whole process. I'm trying to make it educational that way. I see a lot of investors out there really interested in real estate, but a lot of them are not showing the whole process of the BRRRR. Everybody talks about, the BRRRR method of buying, rehabbing, renting, refinancing, and repeating the whole process, but none of them are really giving you the whole information as far as what their numbers are looking at, what they went through to get through their first deal. And as a beginner, I believe this is a really fun and educational process because it's really nerve-wracking on your very first deal, but once you get into it and you learn through it and you go through this whole cycle a few times, you don't have to read the book anymore to know exactly what your process is. You know you have to make an offer. You know about your earnest. You know you need to go through your inspection, what you need to have in your offer, your contingencies, repair in the specific home, and doing this over and over. I believe with time, I'm going to get better and better every single time I buy a new real estate investment property. And here over the next few years, I'm trying to buy one or two every single year, one or two doors, and just kind of build it up. And in the next 5-10 years, I may have 10 to 20 properties, which will be all cash flowing. So that is it for today's video. Again, if you guys did enjoy this video, hit that thumbs up. Drop a comment section below if you did enjoy this video. What was your best point in this video? Did you like the PowerPoint slide? Did you like the detail, or was that too much numbers, too much information, or not enough information? If there's something that I missed, let me know in the comment section below. If you are brand new to the channel, have not yet subscribed, definitely hit that subscribe button below. I'm going to be going through the whole process on my next deal. I have cash available. I'm going to be going out there and buying another home here in the next few months. And that is it. Thank you all for tuning in. I will see you next time. Have a great day. Bye.